Saint Ambrose, also known as Ambrose of Milan, is one of the 4 original doctors of the Church. He was the Bishop of Milan and one of the most important theological figures of the 4th century. Ambrose was born around 340 AD to a Roman Christian family. When Ambrose was just an infant, a swarm of bees landed on his face and left behind a single drop of honey. He was educated in Rome, where he studied law, literature, and rhetoric. Ambrose received a place on the council and was made a consular prefect, or the governor, of Liguria and Emilia around 372 AD. He remained governor until 374, when he became the Bishop of Milan due to popular demand. Within a week's time, Ambrose was baptized, ordained, and duly consecrated as the Bishop of Milan on December 7, 374. Ambrose was generous to the poor, making him widely popular and often more politically powerful than even the emperor. His preaching abilities impressed Augustine of Hippo, and in 387, it was Ambrose who baptized Augustine. According to legend, Ambrose tried to put an end to Arianism in Milan. He often attempted to theologically dispute their propositions. Ambrose refused to turn over any churches to the Arians. When Milan was taken by Magnus Maximus, Ambrose stayed and is credited with doing a great service to the sufferers during this time. He passed away on April 4th, 397, and his body remains in the Church of St. Ambrogio in Milan. Ambrose introduced successful reforms for public worship. He was a great influence on many popes, and is credited with composing the antiphonal chant. Saint Ambrose is the confessor and doctor of the Church. He is the patron saint of beekeepers, beggars, learning, and Milan.
Although gentle by nature, Ambrose had a character which remained firm in place in the face of the fiercest opposition. One event is always remembered in history. It concerned an emperor, Theodosius, who, though was a professing Christian and a member of a church, he had massacred 7,000 people in the city of Thessalonica. It was punishment for a rebellion in which a few Roman officers had been killed. Ambrose wrote a letter to the emperor. He received no reply. And soon afterwards, the emperor came to worship in Milan, and he intended to present himself at the Lord's table. But Ambrose was unwilling to receive him at the Lord's table, and he met him at the entrance to the church building and said to him, right in his face, he said, "How will you lift up in prayer the hands still dripping with the blood of the murdered? How will you with such hands receive and bring to your mouth the body and blood of the Lord? Get out of here, leave this place, and do not dare to add another crime to the one you have already committed." In the outcome of this, the Roman emperor made a public confession of his sin and sought forgiveness. He repented. 8 months later, he was received at the Lord's table. And the emperor, in a token of his submission, issued a law that the death sentence against a man should never be carried into effect until at least 30 days after it was pronounced. Ambrose, the gentleman, the man of God, the man with great eloquence, goes down in history as one of the 3 great early church fathers who held to the true Christian faith.